Let's call the meeting to order at this time. Ms. Stidham, if you would, please do the invocation. Mr. Childs, lead us in the pledge, please.
Make our beginning in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Lord, thank you for bringing us together on such a beautiful day. Lord, let what we do be your bidding in your ways. Lord, bless this meeting that we may all think the thoughts that you would have us think, speak and act the way of your will. Bless us, Lord, as we keep this city safe with our first responders, our police officers, our fire personnel, and our medical personnel. Thank you, Lord, for all the gifts that you have given to us. Lord, lead us into spring as a time of rebirth, a renaissance, to renew our spirits and our souls. We ask all this, Lord, in your name, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is the reading of the minutes of the previous council meeting. If members of council have had an opportunity to review the March 26th regular scheduled council meeting minutes, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda, communications from the mayor. Chief Ballou, I am yielding my time to you, sir. I believe you have some.
You can wait, because I got one that's lost somewhere.
You got one? Well, we got a council member that's tied up in traffic, so.
Well, we got two then. Well, it's an honor to come before the council and its members. We'd like to say thank you for the opportunity to come before you and introduce some of your new employees at the fire service. And through your gracious support for us, we had this opportunity to do, and we were hoping that they will make the service to the city and the citizens, emergency, fire, and EMS a lot better in the future to come. Oh, here he is. He's unlocked. Everybody should go by. So what I'll do is let them come up one at a time, introduce them to you, and if you have any questions, they've been told they can't give speeches, so because I got two that'll talk forever. So if you'll come up, whoever's first, introduce yourself.
Come out here first. My name's Scott McDaniel. Really look forward to growing with the city. Hope everything goes great, and really appreciate the opportunity.
Welcome.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you,
Welcome,
sir.
Scott.
Welcome.
My name is Dave Cadju. It's an honor and pleasure to be here, employee of the city. Been here about a year and a half part-time, really enjoyed it so far. Hope to make it better full-time employee here.
Great, welcome.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello, I'm Ronnie Crawford. I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity, and I hope it's grand and I hope to make a difference.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Appreciate
for
it.
being here.
And the one that's late, it's a good thing he showed up, because I would butcher his last name.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Hey, it's Deshaun Kovacevic. A lot of people like to call me DK. It makes it a little bit easier. Really appreciate the opportunity with the city of Fort Oglethorpe, and I look forward to being a good part of it.
Thank
Good to
you.
have you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is that shirt pocket wider on the right side of his? And
You're not in kin to Sammy, are you?
That's my uncle, yes, sir.
You weren't supposed to say that. So again, thank you for the opportunity to hire these people, and I hope that we continue to give you a good service to the citizens, emergency-wise, fire, and EMS. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Ma'am.
next item on the agenda is zoning matters. We have none. Next item on the agenda is ordinances. Ordinance number 1, first reading of ordinance number 2018-09, rezoned to R5. Mr. Stokes.
Ordinance number 2018-09, rezoning, be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, and is hereby ordained by authority thereof. Section 1, that the following property owned by Brenda A. Mathis and Wanda A. Harwood and known as map number 0013D 002 1565 Deach Road, Ringo, Georgia 30736 is hereby rezoned to an R5 zoning. Said property is particularly described in the deed attached to the ordinance. Section 2, if any part of this ordinance shall be held to be invalid or unconstitutional, such invalidity or unconstitutionality shall not affect or impair the other parts of this ordinance unless it clearly appears that such other parts are wholly and necessarily dependent upon the part held to be invalid or unconstitutional. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect from and after its adoption by mayor and council. First reading this 9th day of April 2018.
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. Next item on the agenda, resolutions, we have none. Next item on the agenda, unfinished business, we have none. Next item on the agenda, reading of the city clerk of communications, we have none. Next item on the agenda is new business. Article number 1 under new business, proposed approval to purchase replacement server. Ms. Simpkins.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. This request is to replace one of our 2 servers stored here in City Hall. Our servers, of course, contain our financial software, our court software, various programs that we use, including our time clock system and our primary domain controllers. The server that we're requesting to replace is 10 years old, and it's reached the end of its useful life. We're also requesting with this replacement an upgrade in storage from 8 gigabytes to 32 gigabytes in anticipation of additional storage needs as the organization grows, primarily for replacing our court software within the next year or 2. That's something that Johnny Robinson has been looking into for about a year now, and she's ready to make some progress, and this is a critical component to get that new software system. So the cost is $3,735 for the replacement server. That includes $599 for 16 Microsoft Windows Server 2016 standard base licenses and 23 server client access licenses. Funding will be 75% from Catoosa County SPLOST to replace this piece of capital equipment, and 25% will come from Walker County SPLOST. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank you, Ms. Simpkins. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion, sir.
Second. Second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 2 under new business, proposed approval to award LMIG bid. Mr. Long.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Presenting you tonight, we put out for sealed bids back last month for our normal LMIG state funding. It's a 70-30 grant that we get. This we've put down for this year is, as you all know, Mike Smith Road's in bad shape. This will be to pave it from there at State Route 146, Cloud Springs Road, to right around Mike Smith Tire and Wheel. That's 1 mile of paving. And what I'm proposing to you, and we had discussed back during budget time and put some extra funding down for the SPLOST 2014 SPLOST, is to go in and we'll have them mill out the bad places, put like 4 inches of binder in it, but go ahead and put 2 inches of binder asphalt of the base on top of the whole thing, and then come back with 1.25 inches of topping, because there's no actual base under that road. It was old and when it was built, and this should prolong and make it last, because I know it's probably been about 6 or 7 years old since it's been paved, and this should make it hold up. Did some roads like that before, and Tally has also, and that was their recommendation, to make it get a lot more life out of it. And the state's funding amount to us this year was $93,204.65, and proposing that this would run approximately $230,000 for the total amount, and that will be also they'll do a paint striping on it, which will be a temporary, And this is one of our safety grants that we've applied with, on the LMIG safety last year. And we've got in, we'll come in and put thermoplastic striping on it once it is completed.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 3 under new business. Proposed approval to purchase swim platforms, Mr. Long.
Yes, when we built the new pool back about 9 years ago, we purchased in the bid 8 of the Spectrum starting platforms for the swim team. But to get a state meet and some of the different meets in, they require you have them on both ends of the pool. This is an 8-lane pool. And I was approached back in the wintertime from some of the officers that from the Fort Oglethorpe Great White Shark swim team. And they have, as you know, last year or year before, they merged Ringgold and Fort Oglethorpe swim team merged together. And they have proposed to us to purchase these, the rest of the starting platforms, to purchase all 8 of them. And then once we purchase them, then they will become the cities. So they've, due to funds that they had, and then the some of the raising through their swim teams and programs and stuff, they've got the funds. The total amount is $12,841.76. We did get 3 quotes on it, and Aquatic Technologies Incorporated was the low quote on that.
Thank you, Mr. Long. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second, sir.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Item number 4 under new business, proposed approval to approve highway safety grant application. Chief Help.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We'd like to request your support in the grant application process. We would like to submit by April 20th to the Governor's Office of Highway Safety for $78,784 of various items that will help us attack our traffic problems in the city. We've got several problems with accidents. Our accident rates are high. The items that we're specifically asking for are to be used in conjunction, not just with where our officers are visible. You know, when people see officers, they'll slow down. They'll not violate that law, but the items we're requesting will be message boards. We can deliver messages regarding don't text and drive. For instance, we can deliver messages saying caution at this red light with high accident zones, things of that nature. These message boards, 2 of them that we're applying for, can be places that officers can't be. In other words, we can impact traffic more times than just the officers we have on the road. We purchased some speed detection or speed signs already through Jeff's department, and we've already noticed a help when we see the numbers flash on the signs and the people slow down. That's proven. The data's showing that automatically, and that can be places that our officers aren't. So we'll strategically place these boards in places where we can have more impact than just the officers that are on shift. We also we're asking through these grant funds to be able to get laptop computers so the message boards can be diagrammed and programmed in remotely. Even if it's someone's home, we can change the message on the board from where it's installed somewhere. It would also be flashing to let people know they're exceeding a certain speed limit. It gets their attention to slow down. These and the software will also help us with crime scene mapping and traffic accident mapping. There's no cost directly to the city's budget. All these funds would be through the grant. The only other expense that we would have that would not be currently budgeted for is expected to be a minor expense, and that is for insurance for the items for 5 years. And it's just in case something were to happen to them, we would be responsible for repairing or fixing them if they were to get damaged or broken for that 5-year period. After the 5 years, the property becomes ours. We request your support, please.
Thank you, Chief Help. I have a motion to approve.
Motion, sir.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or any discussion?
Just for my knowledge, is these permanent? Would they be permanent location, or do you move them
They're
around?
completely mobile. We
Oh,
can take them
okay.
where we need them.
Okay.
If we're having issues in certain intersections, right now we put up a memo and officers can watch intersections trying to be visible. But we can put these message boards up, and if, we want them in school zones saying, do not pass the school bus, or whatever the case may be. If we're having problems in that area, we can assign them to a location, and an officer doesn't necessarily have to stay there. It can help us a lot.
Good. Good.
Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 5 under new business, proposed approval to submit $5,000 grant request to Georgia Relief. Ms. Simpkins.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a request for another grant application. Staff is requesting $5,000 in grant funds with no match requirement from the Georgia Relief Program. The Georgia Relief Program is funded by the Georgia Urban Forest Council and the Georgia Forestry Commission. The state is currently seeking proposals from nonprofit organizations and local governments to restore canopies that have either been destroyed by storms or to create memorial parks for veterans. The grant provides up to $5,000 to purchase trees, staking materials, gator bags, and installation costs. And with your approval, the City of Fort Oglethorpe would like to request the maximum $5,000, and again, no match is required. The application deadline is April 30th.
Thank you, Ms.
Mayor.
Simpkins. I have a motion to approve.
Motion, sir.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda, City Manager's report. Ms. Simpkins.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. I just have a few items this afternoon. One is to wish Mayor Gray a happy birthday. His birthday was April 3rd.
I don't have any anymore.
Well, let's hope you do.
Secondly, congratulations to Harold and Linda Murray. They celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary yesterday. Harold has served the City of Fort Oglethorpe for 35 years in various capacities, including firefighting. He's been in the shop as a mechanic, and currently he does building inspections and code enforcement. So congratulations to the Murrays. Also, I want to remind everyone, we have Community Dog Park Meeting number 2 tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. here at City Hall. So that's Tuesday, April 10th. And then finally, I'd like to encourage everyone to attend the opening ceremony for our Rec Association's baseball season. That is this Saturday, April 14th, and the parade starts at 9 a.m. at the old Kmart, and it'll conclude at the polo fields. So we encourage everyone to attend and support our local recreation association. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Simpkins. Next item on the agenda, City Council comments. Mr. Child?
Yeah, we got about 6-7 weeks of school left. It's getting warm. Everybody please slow down. The kids are going to be outside playing, so they can run out in front of you pretty quick. And also shout out to all the directors of our city. They're doing an outstanding job. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Child. Mr. Crawford?
Yeah, I'd just like to reiterate what Councilman Child said. Good friend of mine, his son, over spring break this weekend, which happened on a county road or county neighborhood, not in the city, but he actually plays ball up here at our fields. Got hit by a truck speeding through the neighborhood, and he's doing all right. Suffered a couple of broken ankles, but he'll have to miss his baseball season. But just like what he said, I know our city's made up of a lot of major roads with people use our neighborhoods as cut-throughs, and just be careful going through there because kids are playing, and we're all guilty of it, I know, but let's just keep it. We don't want any more kids getting hit, and keep them out on the ball field, not in the hospital bed. So that's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Mr. Rogers?
I don't have anything tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Ms. James?
us talking about traffic things. That's why I was a little bit late tonight. There was a terrible wreck on the freeway, so hope and pray that no one was hurt in that. But the ambulance, there were several ambulances and things there, so like I say, I apologize for being late, but I didn't want to rush around that, but I hope everyone's all right in that. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. James. Ms. Stinney?
Yes, sir. Want to remind everyone about Vintage Baseball, June 16th, July 14th, and August 25th. And want to thank Ms. Simpkins for helping and writing the majority of the grant that will go toward Honor Park. The Veteran and Citizen Committee will meet on the first Thursday of each month. And I don't know if you can see behind the mayor's head these beautiful stepping stones. The Veteran Committee is selling these for $150 to go in Honor Park. And if you get a chance, please check these out, and you'll see more on Facebook on the Veteran and Citizen Committee there. And speaking of children, the Richard Woods, who is Georgia School Superintendent, has proclaimed April as the month of the military child. So all this month we are celebrating by wearing purple for students who are whose parents are in the military here in the Georgia public school system. There are 30,000 Georgia military students currently. So the superintendent is asking that everybody do something while wearing purple and submit what they're doing to him, that it may be featured on the Georgia school system, the Department of Education's website. So I'd like to ask Mayor, Council, and everyone if we could go purple and have a picture made sometime this month to submit to our school superintendent in Georgia. And that's all, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Stinney. Next item on the agenda.
No, sir. No, sir. It's for military children in Georgia.
Next item on the agenda, citizens petitions and requests. We have none. Next item on the agenda is executive session. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss real estate.
Make a motion.
Second, sir.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. We are in executive session. I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
Make a motion?
Second, sir.
Have a motion and a second. We are out of executive session. In executive session, we discussed real estate. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. This meeting is adjourned.